it's your man OG Beast TV coming to you today with a special video. I'm gonna give you guys some inside tips on the military, the Army, what I know, my personal experience being in the Army for 13 years, let you guys know about deployments, basic training, day-to-day life, moving from one place to the next, pay, anything you want to know about, but I'm going to talk about it over a series of videos. So get ready. It's your man OG Beast TV. Check me out.
OG Bo Beats, only for the real trim.
All right, what's up, what's up? So check it out. The first thing I'm going to talk to you guys about today is something that I hear a lot of people talking about, asking questions about, and that's basically how is it like being deployed overseas when you're in the military. So for me, I'm an Army soldier. I've been in the Army for 13 years, and I could just share with you my experience from being in the Army for 13 years. I've been deployed 2 times. I've been to Iraq in 2009, 2010, and then I was most recently deployed to Kuwait in 2016. So this question comes up a lot for people that's thinking about joining the military or that have recently joined that have never experienced deployment, family members, and people in general, regular civilians that just want to know about the Army. One thing I can tell you is that it's a lot of misconceptions out there about military, the Army, and deployments. In the Army, which is a branch of the military, I don't necessarily know how the Marines, Navy, Air Force, or the Coast Guard do it. Those are different branches, but I have had the experience to work with all of those branches, and generally speaking, it's similar for all of us. But I'm gonna give you the Army experience. So like I was saying, a lot of people, family members, especially friends, think that whenever we deploy, it's basically a big war scene like you see in all the movies. If you think about it, every movie that you pretty much see or TV show, when they show a soldier deploying, it's always combat. It's always fighting. It's guns. Somebody gets killed. It's generally negative or bad. Now, that does happen, and I salute those soldiers and sailors and Marines and everybody that goes overseas and does that job. But what you gotta understand is, in the military, there are hundreds of different jobs you could do, and there are jobs within jobs. So I'm gonna say a good percent, probably 75, 80, probably 90% of people that join the military will never see any real warfighting action. It's a big misconception that you're gonna go overseas and you're just gonna be in all this danger and that you might not make it back. Like I said, I think that's based off a lot of movies, TV shows, news that you see, and it's just not the reality of it. The reality of it is, for most people, you go into deploy and you're safe. You're safer than you are in the United States. And let's just be real. With all the things that's going on today, mass shooting, and just crime in general, you're definitely safer overseas on a secure military base than you are in some places in America. It's just the facts. I've been deployed. I've never seen any war fighting go on. I haven't personally known anybody that has been killed in the line of duty. I know it happens, but I personally don't know anybody. And I know thousands of people. I know more people that have been killed in car accidents and here in the States with gun violence and things of that nature than I do in the military. That's just a fact. So when I hear people that talk negative about the military and certain things like that, especially when it comes to deployment, it's almost as if you're getting forced to go and that it's just this big, you may not come home. The chances are, and the percentages are that you're definitely going to come home. Okay, so my experience was actually a good experience. The hardest part for me while being deployed was just simply being away from family and friends. But today, with all this technology, with FaceTime, emails, cell phones, Wi-Fi, I could literally communicate with my family every single day while I was deployed. I'm gonna break it down a little bit and give you kind of an idea. But so basically, when we got there, unless you're the first person to ever be in that spot that you're at, it's already gonna be set up. Meaning that you're gonna get overseas, you're gonna get off the plane, you're gonna travel probably by bus to your location. Once you get to that location, it's a secure location, meaning not anybody can just come on the base at any time. You have to be checked, you'll be searched, and most people, once you get to where you're going, most people don't even leave that secure base the whole time they're there. So basically what a deployment is whatever you were doing in the state, whatever your job was, whether it be being a cook, whether it be being an MP, human resources, supply, mechanic, so on and so forth, you're gonna do that same job when you go overseas. That's a deployment in a nutshell. The thing that people don't realize is you're on a secure base, and most of the time you're not gonna leave that base. There are people that leave. I'm not speaking for every MOS, every job, every unit. But from my experience, most of the time you don't leave the base. You stay there, and with that being said, the base is set up for you to live pretty comfortably over there under those circumstances. So what I mean is, once you get to the base and you get there, you'll have a place to sleep and to call home for the next however long you're gonna be there. I.e. a room, a building where you may share a room, facilities. I've seen all type of different spaces. For me, I was in a room that was like a mini, I'm not gonna say a mini hotel, but it was a room, I shared it with one other person. We had our own door. We split the room in half. I had my stuff over here. He had his stuff over there. Another time I've been in like a building where it wasn't any individual rooms, but it was enough space where we would separate areas and you had your own area, right? Bottom line is you had a bed and you had electricity, and then you bring in whatever amenities that you need to bring in, like a TV, video games, computers. All of that stuff is able for you to use over there. You can bring it, you can buy it there, you can order it online. Speaking of that, you can pretty much get anything sent to you via online and mail. You're gonna get mail while you're over there, you're gonna be able to send mail while you're over there. You could pretty much have anything that's allowed over there, you could have over there. As far as other stuff, there was a lot of amenities that people just don't realize that happen on the base. I'm gonna run down a few. So on the base, we had a food court, just like we would have back in the States. And in that food court, right off the top of my head, I remember there was a Popeyes, there was a Pizza Hut, there was a Burger King. I've been where there was a Charlie's, there was a Starbucks, there was a KFC, so on and so forth, where you could go and buy that food. Was it the best? Did it taste just like the stateside? No, but it wasn't bad. And if you wanted something different, that was definitely there for you to eat. On top of that, we have what we call a dining facility where you could go and basically food was free. So you didn't have to spend any money on food, or don't have to if you don't want to. In a dining facility, they have breakfast, lunch, and dinner. And depending on where you go, it's usually pretty good. I mean, they go all out to make this food. And then you have certain holidays like Thanksgiving, Christmas, 4th of July, where they may have a special spread out for you. And the food there is good. Like, I would generally choose to eat there as much as you could pretty much eat for free, no problems, no questions asked. So that was one thing. We have gym facilities. The gyms are 24 hours. So you could go and work out anytime, day and night. We had the PX, which is basically like the store on the base where you can go buy, hygiene stuff, clothes. You may have your electronics in there, shoes, video games, DVDs, souvenirs. All of that was in there. at the store. So you had that. We had the MWR and the USO buildings, was basically like a building where you could go and they would have TVs playing sports games, they would have pool tables, they would have video games systems set up for you to use. If you didn't have your own, they would have pool tables. Most of them had a volleyball court out back. They would barbecue, they would have events, games, checkers, dominoes, cars, all of that stuff is there available for you to use while you're on the base. I actually took some college classes while I was deployed in an actual classroom setting. So we had a college over there also. Believe it or not, and most people don't believe, or I'm not gonna say that, they don't understand, you know, that this is all set up. This was 10 years ago when I'm talking about all of this stuff. We had a swimming pool, we had a theater, we had a movie theater that played movies, and this is probably the icing on the cake. We actually had a lot of celebrity singers and rappers come and perform for us while I was in Iraq. I saw Paul Wall, Twista, I think Miley Cyrus came. So all of this is going on, and you're there. And I know I'm missing a lot of other stuff, right? Well, I didn't talk about my job or working. So usually when you're over there, you're pretty much working, depending on your job and your unit. But for me, I was working maybe a 10-hour shift. I just say I would start maybe at 8 o'clock in the morning, and then I would work till like 6 o'clock at night. And then I would get off and I was free to do whatever I needed to do, you know? So that's a lot of time when you think that you don't have to really drive anywhere, you're not going far. Throughout the day, you're going to eat lunch, you maybe leave to go do something. I mean, it's pretty chill and laid back for the most part. We would still get a day off every now and then. So like maybe I would work 4 or 5 days and then I would have a complete full day off to just do what I wanted to do. We had a laundry service. We had the showers in the bathroom and the restrooms wasn't bad. You know, you shared, it was usually a group, a big building where they had showers, but it was, it wasn't bad. It was good facilities. They kept it clean. On top of that, you're over there with people that you know, friends. Oh, I played basketball. We had basketball tournaments, a basketball league, so I played basketball. They have flag football leagues, softball. I mean, it's a lot going on to keep you busy for the duration of time that you're over there. But that's basically how most deployments are. Like I said, different jobs or MOSs or specialties do different things. So everybody's deployment is not like that. That's my experience. And generally speaking, that's most people who are non-combat jobs, that's probably how their deployment is going to be. Like I said, you got access to your cell phone, Wi-Fi, all type of landline phones, FaceTime. You can communicate with your family, and it really helps you get through that deployment. Other than that, is you having a lot of time to pretty much get yourself better. I mean, get in shape, read, learn a hobby. Plus, another one of the biggest things that I didn't mention, and I'm gonna speak on briefly, is the pay, right? When you're deployed, which is probably one of the main reasons so many people want to deploy and that a lot of non-military or civilians don't understand, is that the pay is very, very, very good. So basically, when you deploy overseas, you get tax-free. Your pay is tax-free. So whatever you are making your base pay, and they take taxes out, none of that. Then you also will get, if you have a family and you got dependents, you will get a family separation pay. And then depending on where you at, Iraq, Afghanistan, or somewhere that may pose a threat. So even, I think my video cut off when I was talking about pay. Bottom line is, most people go because of the pay. You make a lot of money. You come back with tens, thousands of dollars. I mean, you could come back with 10, 20,000, 25,000. I know somebody come back with 30,000 saved up, just money saved, because while you're over there, you're not spending any money. So again, it's just more pluses and positives, and a big reason that people don't understand why you want to go. So let me put it in perspective. You're a soldier, you're on a base, And you're seeing people come back from deployments with all this money. They buying cars, clothes, shoes, saving it, investing it, whatever the case may be. But it's a lot to a deployment. But if there's any questions, leave questions in the comment, comment, subscribe to my video. Let me know. I'm gonna come to you with another video talking about basic training, talking about the average day in the Army life, talking about physical fitness, talking about more about the pay, more about some of the rules and the policies. Comment, subscribe. Again, I'm OG Bo Beach TV. Peace.